Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Conceptual Learning. So today we are going to see the extension to the consideration topic, that is exceptions to the rule. Means whatever the consideration we have learnt in the previous chapter, for that consideration we have some exceptions in the law. So what are those exceptions? Before going through these exceptions, we will once again go with the introduction of the consideration. So what is consideration here? Consideration means something in the something in written when both the parties entered into an agreement. For example, we'll consider A and B are the two parties to an agreement. When A want to sell his house to B and B want to buy the house from the A, then A will give the house to the B and B will give some price. For example, we'll take 10 lakhs per such house. Then you'll pass the 10 lakhs to the A, and so these both the parties are promising to buy and sell the house, and for such a buying and selling they are making some price. B want to give some price to A. That price 10 lakhs here is a consideration for A, and for B the house is a consideration. So this is the meaning of the consideration. That means both the parties are getting something in return to each other is called as a consideration. But there are some exceptions to this rule. What are those exceptions? For example, a stranger to a contract cannot. So here a stranger to a contract cannot sue. That means before going to the exceptions, we'll whatever the law given we will study it once. Okay. So here it is a general law of the contract that the person who is not a party to the contract cannot sue it. That means if A and B are entered into agreement to sell the house, right? So these parties only will have the right to perform their obligations and the right to sue each other if both the parties, for example, if A passed the right of the house, or if A passed the ownership of the house to B, but B refuses to pay the price, the 10 lakhs to the A, then A will have the right to sue the B. And if B after passing the 10 lakhs to A, but A is not giving the related documents of the house or ownership rights to the B, then B will has a right to sue the A. Means both the parties have rights against each other, and also they are able to sue each other. Sue means here they can make a case, they can file a case against each other if the obligations are not performed. So this is a rule actually, but exceptions to this rule also there. Means even if A and B are the parties, but C entered. C, who is a C here? C is a stranger to the contract. It means he is not entered into contract with the A and B. Only A and B entered into contract, but C is a stranger entering into contract, and instead of B, if C sues, then what are the rules for that? Means here C is a stranger, so here that stranger can also sue for the benefits. So this stranger is not a party to the contract, but he can also file a case against these parties. So we are going to see what is there any rights to for the stranger to make file a case against the parties. So here A and B is for example, A and B is a parties to the contract, but C is a stranger. Stranger means unknown person to the contract. These two parties entered into agreement and made a contract, okay, for selling the house. A will sell the house to the B and B will give the 10 lakhs to the A. So here consideration is there and that became a contract. But here C is a stranger to the contract. So this is actually there is a rule that a stranger to a contract cannot sue. Means stranger here, who is a stranger here? C is a stranger to the contract. So this C cannot file a case against these parties. But there is some exceptions to this rule. So what are those exceptions? We will see here. So it is a general law of the contract that a person who is not a party to the contract cannot sue it. Okay, both in the India and England. Okay, both in India and England also, unless there is a privity of the contract. So what is the privity of the contract here? Privity means both the parties are able to or bond to the rules and or bond to the obligations which they need to perform. Means and entitled under it, but not a stranger should not enter between them. So this is the meaning of the privity of the contract. But here stranger entered into the contract, then what? The stranger entering means a exception, that is against to the rule, right? So that against to the rule there are some exceptions. The against to this rule there are some exceptions. That exceptions are beneficiary of the trust. First one is beneficiary of the trust. When a trust is created by the for the benefit of the beneficiary, such beneficiary can enforce the provisions of the trust even though he is a stranger to the contract creating the trust. Okay, with the, so even a stranger can sue for his benefits. Means from this contract, if he is getting benefit from this contract, even he is a stranger to this contract, but he is getting the benefit from this contract, he can file a case against this contract which is entered by the A and B. So like this, in that first one is means whenever a trust is created for the benefit of the beneficiary, who is a beneficiary here? C is a beneficiary. So whenever the trust is created for his benefit, for C's benefit, if the trust is created, then he can file a case against this contract. So we will go with the example. Here there is a case law called Gandhi versus Gandhi. In this case law, A will be a husband. A is a husband, and he is separated from his wife by making a separation deed, and he is bound to A is bound to give the some amount for the maintenance of some amount for the trustee, not directly to the wife but for the trustee. He has to give some amount to the trustee for the maintenance of his wife, but due to some reasons he does not give in the maintenance amount to his wife, that means to the trustee he does not paid some amount. Then wife so here A and trustee entered into the contract for the wife, for the maintenance of the wife. A has to give the amount to the trustee, and trustee will pass that amount to the wife. But wife is not entered with the contract. Here who entered? A and trustee entered, but due to some reasons A does not pay that amount to the trustee. Then wife, even though she is not a part of the contract, or she is not a party to the contract, she can file case against the A. That means case against his husband. Means he is getting the benefit from the contract whichever is created between the A, husband, and the trustee. But she is not a party to that contract, but she is a beneficiary. So if whenever a trustee is created for the beneficiary, even though she is not a party to the contract, that means even though she is a stranger to the contract, she will have the right to file a case against the parties, and she can get back her benefits, and the court will also enforce such contracts. Even she is a stranger to the contract, the court also enforces, because she is a beneficiary, she is receiving the benefits from that contract whenever a trust is created. Okay, this is one of the exception. And next exception is when a provision is made in marriage settlement. So here also there is a case law called Khwaja Muhammad versus Hussaini Begum. So in this when we'll go with the case law. D agreed with P's father. D agreed with P's father that he would pay 500 per month as allowance if P marries his son. Here D agrees with the P's father. Suppose here D is a father-in-law, and he agreed with the daughter-in-law's father. Means if D is there, D entered into contract with the P's father. Here she is a bride here. So with his father, D entered into an agreement that if P marries D's son, then D will pay the monthly allowance to the P's father. No, for P he will give the some amount to P, but due to some reasons D does not pay the amount to the P, even she after married to his D's son. So actually D entered into contract with the agreement with the P's father, but P is only the beneficiary, that she will get the allowance monthly which is promised by the D. But D does not promise to the P directly, but he promised to P's father. Okay, so there is an agreement between the D and the P's father, but P is a stranger to the contract. But even though she is a stranger to the contract, she is getting the benefit from that contract. So if D does not pay the allowance to the P after marrying the D's son, P is marrying the D's son. So after marrying the D's son, if D is not giving the allowance to the P, then she can file a case against the this contract against the D, and she can claim back her allowances. Okay, so even she is a stranger, but she is a beneficiary from that contract which is entered between her father and his father-in-law. So even though she is a stranger, she can get the benefit. She can file a case against this D and get back her benefits. So this agreement is also valid. And next one is where provision is made in the partition or the family arrangement. Here is also one case law is there, Shuppu Ammal versus Subramanian. Means if in this two brothers will be there, two brothers in the partition deed, means they want to become separate. So when they want to become separate, then these two brothers enter into an agreement that they will pay the monthly, agreed to pay 300 in equal shares to their mother. Means after making a partition deed, these two parties, two brothers after want to separate, and they will make a partition deed, and in that partition deed they agrees to pay some 300 amount monthly in equal basis to his mother. So but these two brothers does not paid that amount to his mother. Two brothers, suppose A and B are the two brothers, they entered into partition deed, but does not paid the amount to the C. C is these two brothers mother is C. So even though she is not entering into contract with this B, but the contract, the agreement is there between A and B, but the benefit, this agreement is created for the benefit of the C. What is the benefit here? These two parties has to pay the some equal amount in equal ratio. They have to give 300 rupees monthly to this C. But they does not, if they does not paid that amount, then she can file the case against her sons, and she can claim back, she can get back her benefit. So even though she is a stranger to the contract, she can get back her benefits by making a or filing the case against the A and B if these parties does not paid the amount whichever promised to pay. Okay, so this is in the family partition or in the family arrangement. So this is one of the exceptions. Okay, this stranger cannot sue, that is a rule, right? For that this is one of the exception. Okay, next one is a charge is created. So whenever a charge is created, for example we'll take here debenture holders. So debenture holders are not the owners of the company, they are just creditors. Okay, so for these debentures, whenever a charge is created, these debenture holders also will have the right to claim for their pay against the company. So whenever, for example, a charge is created on the assets of the company in the favor of the debenture holders, even though debenture holders are not the parties, but if the charge is created against them, then they will have the right to claim their pay. Okay, and they can also enforce the charge. Okay, because they are the beneficiaries, they have to the charge is created against assets. So whenever the charge is created on the assets, then they will as they are the beneficiaries to the contract, they can make a case against the case if the company does not given their claim, and they can get back their claim. Okay, and next one is assignee of the contract. Assignee, here we will take the insurance policy. So for example, A assigns his insurance policy in favor of his wife. So whenever after A is an husband who entered into an agreement with the insurance company. Okay, and if A dies, that should not be happen. But if A accidentally dies, then whatever the claim he has to get, that claim will be passed to his wife, even though she is not a party to the contract, whichever happened between the A and the insurance company. But if that from that agreement, if the benefit is getting to the B, she is a wife, B is a wife to the A, but she is not involved with the contract between A, which is entered between A and the insurance company. But that benefit, if anything happened to the A, that benefit can be transferred to the his wife, because she is a ultimate beneficiary after, if A does not alive, if A dies. Okay, so this is a assignee to the assignee of the contract. If A assigns his claim to his wife, assignee. Okay, next one is contracts entered through the agents. So here agent and principal and agent is a relationship, means if any contracts entered by the is agent, then principal automatically becomes the bond to that agreements whichever entered by the agents. Means if A is an agent, if A is an agent and promised to some party C to give the goods to him, but A is the agent cannot, due to some reasons he is unable to perform the his obligations, means he does not give the goods to the C. Then instead of agent, the principal can perform those obligations. Okay, and he can sell that goods to the C, for whom the agent has been promised to pay the goods, give the goods. Okay, so this is also one of the contract entered through the agents, can also be enforceable by the principals, even though they are stranger to the contract. And next one is convenience running with the land, conditions running with the land. So convenience running with the land here means well in the house. So when if A and B are the two parties, A want to sell his house to the B, in which there is a well means in some villages there will be wells, right? So like that in A's house there is a well. So, and the village people use it to take the water from that well only. So after transferring the rights of the ownership to the B also should bond by those A's obligations. Means he cannot sell to the villagers that he sold the house to the me, I cannot give the water to you people. So he should not say like that. Means whatever the conditions are there with the land, even after passing the ownership to the another owner also should means perform those obligations which is performed by the previous owner. Means if A transferred the ownership to the B, then B also allow the village people to take the water from the well, because here well is only their source and the village people also the beneficiaries. So if B does not allow them, the villagers if B does not allow the villagers to take the water, then the villagers will have the right to sue the case against the A. Okay, so these are the exceptions to the law. So okay friends, one of the case here, so one of the case supporting case here, stranger to the contract cannot sue. So this is a for that they means this is a rule, right? For this rule there is a one case which I forgot to say, so now I am covering. For example here, Dunlop Pneumatic Company versus Selfridge. So there is a tire company called Dunlop Pneumatic Company. This is a tire company versus Selfridge. Here is their agent. So Dew and Company agents, Dunlop Company for the sale. So Dew and Company. So here Dew and Co is an agent for the Dunlop Company. So he is not agent, but he is a agent to the Dunlop Company. So for what purpose this Dunlop company employed this agent means this Dunlop company will sell the tires. Instead of this, they appointed the Jew and Co for selling the tires as an agent to this company. So after entering into an agreement with these both parties entered into an agreement. So agreed not to sell below the listed prices. So A will these two parties entered into an here this is a Jew and company is agent to the Dunlop company who is selling the tires. So these company enters into this agent agreement with this agent that you should not sell our company's tires below the listed price. Whatever the price listed by the companies, for that price only this agent has to sell the good these tires in the market. Okay, but Jew and company after promising and entering into agreement with the Dunlop company, he break the promise. How he break? This Jew and company sold tires to the Selfridge. Who is Selfridge here? Another party. He is a stranger to the contract. But these Selfridge, this Jew and company entered into an agreement with the Selfridge and sold the tires to the Selfridge. But what this Selfridge did after he selling the tires to the Selfridge, he break the rules. That means he sold the goods at the low price, low listed price. Then Dunlop company sued the Selfridge. Then what the court said that you and this Jew and company are the entered into parties to the contract. You cannot sue the Selfridge. If you have any problem with the Selfridge, you cannot sue the Selfridge because the Selfridge is a stranger to the contract. Okay, but stranger to the contract, stranger to a contract not entitled to. So there is an agreement between these two and these two, but there is no agreement between these two. That means Dunlop and company, there is no agreement with the Dunlop and company and between the Selfridge. Between these two there is no an agreement. So these Dunlop and company cannot sue the Selfridge. Okay, so that means stranger. Who is stranger here? Dunlop and company is a stranger. So this stranger cannot sue the Selfridge. That means this is actually the rule. But whatever, so this that means a stranger cannot sue. So this is a rule actually. So for that rule, supporting case law is this one, which I forgot. Okay, so this is a case law, and these are the exceptions whatever we learned till now. So thank you friends. If you like my video, like, share and subscribe to my channel.